of Harrell Automotive, and Mr. Bojangles. He's a repeat guest of ours here on the Blue Couches. He's so well behaved. Oh my gosh. He just comes right in, says hi to everybody, sits down like a nice boy.
He's such a good friend.
He's such a good guest. One of our best guests. Look at how handsome you are. Do you see yourself on TV? All right. Let's answer some car questions today, Mike. Yeah. Let's start with Mike W. writes, I love my 2018 Chevy Impala. I wash it at least once a week, as well as keep up on any issues that come up. Lately, I've noticed a lot of dirt building up in my engine compartment. How can I wash the engine safely, and could the dirt be coming from the engine, like a leak or perhaps another issue?
Well, Mike, I love that you keep your car clean. It's one of the things that we can do to keep it in good shape, not just in good maintenance shape, but also physically appearance. But washing your engine, that can be tricky. There are some things, some components in there that don't react well to water. Yeah. But the good news is a lot of those components are sealed. We have weather-tight connectors for our electrical connections. So the risk of getting water somewhere where it shouldn't, as long as you're not using high pressure, is very minimal. You want to avoid certainly areas like your alternator or other electronic components that could be damaged. You don't want to focus streams of water on there, but if you're using your hose and a mild cleaner, I would recommend a dish soap like Dawn, something that would cut grease and not damage any of your finishes.
Or maybe just wipe it down with a wet cloth with some Dawn.
Potential, but you know, a hose under low pressure certainly isn't
okay.
The risk is minimal as long as you're not shoving it into connectors and forcing open the rubber seals that we have there to keep the water out. You're probably going to be okay.
All right, that's an interesting question. We've got another engine question today. Keith G writes, this weekend I found dog food under my engine cover. I'm almost certain my golden retriever Bo did not leave it there. I also noticed some of the black plastic cover for my wires was chewed. Where can I find a replacement cover for the wires, and also can I put dryer sheets under that cover? I'm no expert, but I don't know, sounds like chipmunks to me.
It sounds like rodents, doesn't it? It doesn't sound like a Bo did it, right, Mr. Bojangles? No, I don't think it was a golden retriever. So the black plastic protective loom that goes around your wire, you can pick up at any local parts store. It is size specific, and it is split down the middle so you can wrap it around your wire and then secure it with some electrical tape. As far as any other damage, I'd take a really good look at that harness, because if they chewed the plastic cover, they could have chewed some of the wires too, and if that's the case, it is repairable, but we want to get it before it gets any corrosion in there, builds up any corrosion from piercing the shielding of the wire. As far as dryer sheets, I'm a huge proponent of that. It keeps out the rodents. It really does. It works very well. In our experience, it works better than mothballs.
Where do you put them exactly?
So you're going to put them anywhere where things are not moving or getting super hot. So places to avoid, exhaust manifold. You don't want to put it around there. But if there's plastic components that are around where you're putting it, I'd say that's probably a safe place to put some dryer sheets.
Because that does happen, squirrels, mice, whatever. Sometimes in the fall too, when it starts to get cold, it's a warm spot. And if you live possibly somewhere rural.
Out in the county. There's a lot of out in the county in our area. And there's a lot of rodent damage to harnesses. We do repair quite a bit.
So those dryer sheets repel all of that. Interesting.
So they do repel. I know it doesn't say it on the package, but we've used it in our industry and myself personally for years, and I've never had an issue while using it.
Very interesting.
And it's certainly a cheap endeavor into getting some of the mice to stay out of your car where they don't belong.
Exactly.
And you understand why they go in there, because it can be warm, it's out of the elements.
They're
find
just
a nice
stashing their
home,
food.
stashing their food, right? Mr. Bojangles would like some of that dog food, I'm sure. But it's certainly something that you want to avoid as much as possible, because they do wreak some havoc.
And if you have any questions about your car, you can submit them to ask@yououghtaknow.org. Mike will take a look at them and bring us 2 new questions next week. Those are good questions this week. Mr. Bojangles, thank you for visiting. You're always a delight. And you even have good breath for a dog. You do. You're just delightful. All right. We'll be right back.